all I heard is, I'm sorry, Michael. If you fell into a porta potty, I will not give you a hand. You are an ex-husband. Welcome to another episode of the Creature Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Lindsay.
And today we're talking about 1991's The People Under the Stairs. Surprisingly, our first movie written and directed by Wes Craven. This is a Lindsay pick, for sure.
Yeah, no, I picked this movie.
It is top to bottom. Like, this was one of the first movies you ever put on our list.
Yes, it is one of my favorite horror movies of all
Why
time.
is that?
I saw this movie probably when it first hit VHS at a sleepover at a friend's house when I was, 9 or 10 years old?
Feels inappropriate.
You have no fucking idea.
Although, I will say, I remember when I was at a sleepover when I was little, we watched Mothman.
Oh, wow.
The Mothman Prophecies. So,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, have you heard of this movie, Jamie?
I've heard of it. I have no idea what
Okay.
it is.
This is going to sound way worse than it is.
Okay.
So this is a horror comedy. But this is not really comedy in the way that we think of it today.
Right. This, no, I'm going to say that this is a satire.
Satire, okay.
But it's not like we're doing jokes.
Right.
They're not doing goof 'em ups. I don't know what this is. This is such an
But there's a lot of one-liners, and there's a lot of...
kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that, as a kid for me, it was very cartoonish.
This is what I'm going to say.
You know?
One, there's a kid.
It was super dark.
There is a 13-year-old protagonist of this movie, which automatically clicks in. Incredibly unusual.
Right.
Hard R horror movie.
Yes.
To have a 13-year-old in peril the whole time.
Yes.
There's a huge race component to this movie. There's a huge gentrification component to this movie. We're all going to get into this. There are malicious hard R N-words in this movie. So there's that, and we're just gonna go through it. This movie is fascinating to me.
I've always loved this movie.
Don't get me wrong. I love this movie. I love it top to bottom. It is this weird... I'll save some of this for the end, but I am on such a Wes Craven kick because I was like, you don't love Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, I don't.
And of course, he only directed 2 of those, one and the meta New Nightmare.
The
and
New
then
Nightmare,
he
yeah.
wrote my favorite, Dream Warriors. He wrote it, but didn't direct it.
Right.
And that was like the slow Bugs Bunny cartoonification of a horror icon where he was started as serious and ended as Bugs Bunny.
Right. But I just realized that I love this movie, and this was like proto-horror for me. It was like introduction to horror, right?
Right.
I love Scream, which was like what set me on my path for slasher movies.
Right.
It absolutely did. And they're both Wes Craven.
Which is just casually the second time Wes Craven started a whole ass franchise that lasted forever.
He made 2 icons in the horror world.
And so I was like, this is our first Wes Craven because you're not a big fan of Krueger. So I looked at his catalog and I'm like, oh, no wonder. We're never doing most of these movies for the podcast. So this is like the one that you and I... It's the number one because Scream is 2. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to start talking about this movie any minute now. This is a wild ride.
Okay, so it's Fool's 13th birthday, and he's getting his tarot cards read. His nickname comes from the Fool card.
Yes.
The reader is Ruby, which is his sister.
Correct.
And she tells him he isn't the stupid kind of fool, just the ignorant kind, because he's just starting out.
Well, and so that is what the Fool stands for in the tarot card. It's the 0 card. Sometimes it's 1, but more commonly it's a 0 card. It is basically the protagonist of the tarot deck.
Yes.
It is always a young man walking off of a cliff. There's always a dog by his side. And in this particular iteration of this, Ruby's telling the whole ass story. In this one, he says, the dog is telling you to turn around and go back the other way into the sun. That's going to burn the boy out of you and leave the man.
Yeah, and no one will call you fool again.
Right.
Yeah, it was very sweet. So,
Was it?
Yeah.
It's great, and it's going...
It's also telling us what's going to happen in the movie.
This is the
Now
journey.
you are a man.
And so Ruby is played by, I just want to get some of these out of the way, Kelly Jo Mintner. She's in Nightmare on Elm Street 5. She's in Popcorn. These are 2 movies that I might convince you to do. But she's also in Summer School, which is not a horror movie, but a movie I love.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
I think she's the pregnant student in that.
That's what I was like, which one is she?
Yeah, I think she's the one who's got knocked up, and so that's why she had to do Summer School.
Yep.
Anyway, Fool is Brandon Adam. He was in Mighty Ducks and Sandlot.
I'm sorry, who was he in Mighty Ducks?
I'm going to guess the black one. I don't know. He's in Mighty Ducks 1
Sandlot,
and 2.
he's the black one.
I'm going to guess there's one black kid in both of them.
Yeah.
You're wrong. Is he one of the brothers?
Brandon Adams.
Yeah, he's one of the... God,
Okay.
I hate to tell
Forgot
you
how much
this.
she loves Mighty Ducks.
I hate to tell you this. In the movie, they would do a thing called the Oreo, where it was the 2 black brothers on each end and then a white hockey player in the center.
We've got...
That was their move.
that kind of racial sensitivity all through this movie.
Are you ready?
Well, you didn't tell me that the kid from Mighty Ducks and Sandlot was in there. I would have watched it.
You would. I would not recommend this movie.
I would have watched it back then.
I mean, also, it might, I don't know, it might have awakened something in you.
Okay, so Ruby and Fool's mother is sick. She has cancer of some sort. Ruby has her own kids in this. They're all living in like a 1-bedroom apartment together.
It's a rundown apartment. Fool is reading a book, and he's surrounded by books. We could tell that he's a well-read kid. He gets up and puts blankets over the smaller child. He gets kicked out of Mom's room because Ruby and Mom are having a serious conversation.
You wrote down a lot more than I did.
And then, no, I didn't write this down. And then he goes off to the corner and meets a guy named Leroy, who's played by Ving Rhames. He literally is like, "Who are you?"
Yes.
And Ving Rhames is lighting up a cigarette.
And so he is just a friend of Ruby's. And he kind of, this is where Fool learns from Leroy that they're 3 days late on the rent and they're getting evicted by midnight tomorrow because that's the way their lease was written.
They said at 3 days late, the landlord requires them to pay triple, and they don't have triple, which is a crime, it sounds like.
Yeah, it does
I
sound
was
like
like,
a crime.
that doesn't sound
Yeah.
legal.
No, not at all.
These are clearly slumlords, and Leroy says here, it's because you're the last family in this building, and they want to tear this place down.
Yep. So Leroy offers a job to Fool to help get money for his family.
Right.
And then we flash to a man eating meat in front of a fireplace. And it's like a whole rack of lamb or something.
He's eating like a rack of lamb, and the fireplace is filled with, it's like busted up banisters, furniture, stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is the rich people's house. And what I love about this is it's just as shitty as the apartments that they own.
Oh, yeah, it is just as shitty. Yeah, they don't take care of it.
They just don't take care of their big mansion.
A girl in a white dress hands him a glass of milk, and a woman behind them is sewing. She tells him that there's one last family in the Lenox Avenue building and that it's clear to tear down. We'll build new condominiums and get clean people in there.
Clean people in there. Yeah. And then and he says, money. We'll get money for me. The girl asks about what happens to the people. And the mom, are we going to call them mommy and daddy yet?
Yep. Call them mom and dad.
This is, oh gosh, that is a look that you're going to have this whole time.
They are mommy and daddy.
This is mommy and daddy, and mommy says good girls speak when spoken to. Daddy says the last family will be out by midnight tomorrow, and then he spits another piece of buckshot out of his meat into a bowl.
Yep, gross. The next day, Fool is returning home from somewhere with a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
And the movie shows us the building he lives in, and it's a bad part of town. It's definitely a slum. There's unsavory people everywhere hanging out. Dogs are fighting over rodents in the hallway.
There's a thing. So outside, it looks just like a low-income community. There's people just hanging out. There's people walk to the bus stop. There's people playing.
Right.
That looks fine. You go inside, and it's a hysterical. There's no lights. The hallways are choked with drug addicts, and they're all like catcalling Fool.
Yeah.
Being like, I heard you got kicked out, Fool. And then upstairs, there's 3 dogs fighting in a dog fight over
rodent meat. Yeah.
Look, the dogs are performing a service.
Yeah, that is true.
Just clearing rodents. Go off, dogs. Do what you gotta do.
There's going to be a dog main character in this movie, and it's the first time I've ever been like, I can't wait for this fucking dog to die.
Oh, no.
Okay, so in the apartment, Leroy and Ruby are arguing about Fool working for Leroy. He starts going through the family history, the ones that are all in jail, and how, I guess, Ruby's turning tricks, and he's trying to teach Fool how to provide for his family.
Right. This exchange gets very heated. Ving Rhames is clearly not someone who blinks at beating women, choking women, and hitting kids. This is a hard scene.
It is a hard scene.
I'm sorry, how old were you when you watched this?
Like I said,
You have no idea
I
what's
still
going
lived
to
in
happen
Texas.
this.
So I was 12 when I moved here. So it's somewhere between 9 and 11.
You said, this is great.
This movie
Cinema.
will...
I don't, until I was an adult, I don't remember the beginning. I remember the Boy Scout scene.
Yeah.
Like, so.
She's clicking onto the 13-year-old protagonist that is her age.
Yeah, that's what I was like, if you had told me he was in there, I'd watched it.
And also, this is an extreme version of this, and also it's a cartoonish version of this to some degree, but there's also, when you're that age, you're like, oh, these are, and you're watching a movie, oh, I know bad adults.
Yeah.
Bad adults are happening, and I have bad adults.
Yeah, I was raised around bad adults.
Yeah.
You were raised around bad adults. We all have bad adults.
So you're like, your brain,
What?
your brain doesn't want to focus on that part. You're going to watch Hero,
You're like, this kid.
This kid. Yeah.
who is going to go through this journey,
become a
this
hero.
fire, and become a hero.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have been messed up if I watched it because I'd be like, what happened? You were playing hockey and baseball.
Well, he played hockey later. This is 91. This is beforehand.
before.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure during the casting they were like, okay, you're for our kids' Disney hockey movie. Are you okay? We watched what you did with Wes.
We
Are
watched that
you
movie.
good?
No, they were like, this kid's got skills.
Okay, so it turns out the job that he's doing is he's going to rob the landlords of this building.
Yeah. So him and his buddy Spencer
Perfect. Yeah.
robbed a liquor store the night previous and found out the same person who owns a liquor store owns this building and also owns 50 properties in the ghetto.
Right.
The quote-unquote ghetto.
Yes.
And this paperwork has his name and address on it, so
Right.
he knows where the guy lives.
And this paperwork is from like a coin seller, like a rare coin seller.
Oh, like a cash for gold.
Kinda, yeah. And he's like, they have a bunch of gold they're getting appraised, so we're gonna go rob it and get this
Yeah,
gold.
this piece of paper, he calls it, I found a treasure map.
Back at the landlord's house, the daughter is in her room at a little table where she's just had a meal. Mom dresses her in a dress that she sewed herself, forcefully brushes her hair, and then goes to take the dishes out of the room. And then she's like, where's your fork? And the girl is like, it's got to be here somewhere. I dropped it. And Mom's like, you know the punishment for losing silverware.
Right. So she's panicking a little bit. This actress, this is Alice. The actress is AJ Langer. She was in a bunch of sitcoms.
She was in
growing up.
My So-Called Life. She was the friend.
Yeah, she was My So-Called Life
yeah.
friend.
It's the only thing I know her from. So girl starts looking on the floor for where the fork is, and then a covered vent opens up, and a very white hand with
Long
fingernails
reaches
hands
out.
her a fork. And then she pats the
Yeah.
hand.
She's like,
she
thank you.
knows
She's
what
like, thank you. Go,
yeah.
go.
It's like if Thing was living in your vents.
Yeah.
And and Thing just handed you a fork.
Yeah.
That is the kind of stuff that freaks me out the most. I don't want anybody to be
In your vents?
in
your
the
walls?
vents, in the walls. No.
This is not the movie for you.
Remember the name of the movie.
They're not just under the stairs. This one isn't. That's why Daddy's mad, is this one is not under the stairs.
Correct. So she hands her mother the fork, and then Dad comes into the room and tells Mom some N-word robbed the store again.
Right. And it's made him very stressed out.
Yes. Very stressed out. Like, this part is like, as an adult now, I'm like, he's
Holy
obviously
shit.
saying we need to go fucking work out some stress, you know?
Exactly.
Or whatever I need.
No.
Whatever
He said,
I need.
You need to leave me alone with this girl so
Yeah.
I can work out this stress. Is what the between the lines
Yeah,
is.
sure.
Gross.
Because that's what happens.
Yeah, it is what happens. So Dad tells Mom that he's very tense, and she asks him if he's having one of his headaches, and then tells him that Alice has been bad. She's been feeding that thing between the walls again. And then she looks at him, remember not to bruise her face, and then she leaves.
And leaves her alone with this creature. Okay. That is such a fucking rough ass thing. Now, 100 things I want to say. Wes Craven comes from very dark stuff. He did
Sure.
his first movie was The Last House on the Left. It was very much a sexual abuse, rape, exploitation film that has gotten remakes and that, like, it's
Yeah.
the cult classic.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not fun.
I've never seen it.
And you never will.
Yeah.
There's no reason. I have some affinity for The Hills Have Eyes, which is cannibal in the...
I only saw the remake back, the old one, early 2000s, maybe?
But this is what he does. Freddy Krueger himself is a child killer, and if you just squint right, probably a diddler as well. They made it explicit in the remake, and no one liked that. So this could be...
They said, oh no.
This is what Craven does, is like, these things happen, and I'm going to let your imagination fill in as bad as it... Because he could just be hurting this
whole movie is basically real-life horror. There's nothing paranormal in it at all. This is all just real-life horror.
And like I said, it sounds worse than it is as we get further along. This is one of those scenes that as an adult, you're like, wow, this sucks.
They cartoonified a lot of it enough that you forget to soften it. Yeah.
So that's that. And real quick, what's also interesting is Mommy is played by Wendy Robbie, and Daddy is played by Everett McGill.
I don't know either of them.
Right, I know. But they both had long-standing roles on Twin Peaks, both the old and the return, playing Nadine and Big Ed.
Okay.
A couple that were trying to be... David Lynch...
They played as a couple. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
As a married couple in a crazy David Lynchian way that I'm not going to go into, where they're trying to make it happen, but they're in two completely different worlds from one another. Anyway, David Lynch and Wes Craven are both people who are like, this is America if you go a little tiny bit under a surface.
Yeah.
In very different ways.
Right.
But it's very funny that Craven was like, because Twin Peaks came out in 90, it was a phenomenon. Craven came and took two of those actors and was like, we're going to put you in an even more perverted version of the American Mommy and Daddy. It's great.
Do they ever get actual names, or are they always just Mommy and Daddy?
In IMDb, they say it man and woman, and I will not give them that dignity.
That's because IMDb, somebody typing it out was like, I don't want to put Mommy and Daddy.
They call themselves Mommy and Daddy, and I really think it's because of Ronald Reagan. Because Ronald Reagan called Nancy Reagan Mommy all the time. He said, Mommy? Like... Nancy didn't call him Daddy, but I really think because he's got that kind of slicked back Reagan haircut, and she's all made up, kind of like Nancy Reagan.
She is, yeah.
And I think it's very obvious Wes Craven going, these are the American landlord capitalists that Reagan gave to us.
Yeah.
And this is what they do behind closed doors.
Ugh, okay. All right, so a weird moaning sound begins, and Dad takes off his belt.
Yeah.
And then he says, bad girls burn in hell.
And then the door closed.
Yeah.
The belt taking off is read as that's what he's going to use to hit her.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, especially in my 9-year-old, 10-year-old brain, whatever.
Yeah, you're like, she's going to get a whooping.
There's another thing that happens in this movie that makes this more explicit later, but...
Yeah, we'll get there.
I don't know what... Wes wants you to go like, oh no.
Yeah.
He wants it to be exactly as bad in your brain as your brain is going to...
Yeah, as long
serve
as...
to you.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so Leroy and Spencer are driving a van to case the house.
Yeah.
They notice there's no bars on the windows and there's no car in the driveway. And then they're like, where's Fool? So Fool is wearing a Boy Scout uniforms, but they call it a Bear Scout?
A bear troop?
Bear troop, yeah. Because they can't use Boy Scout.
Yeah, they probably can't say Boy Scout.
Yeah, and he's outside the house and he's tying his shoe. There's a sign in front of the house that says Robeson Funeral Home.
Yeah.
And it's all like hanging off, like they don't care about it.
So the outside of the house, it's a biggish kind of, it's not like mansion, but it's kind of a...
It's a McMansion in Detroit. It's
in the 70s. Like, it's not like a new, like, McMansion.
It was a 70s McMansion, yeah.
Right.
Something like that,
It's brown on...
Actually, it's probably even older than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably mid-century. Yeah.
It's brown on brown.
It is. It's
all
dark.
of the windows are covered with, like, just plain white. The yard is scorched grass. Nothing's growing. It's slightly overgrown. And in the back... right of it, there is a giant aluminum flue stack.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, what's that? And it's answered by, this used to be a funeral home. So that's probably the crematorium, the incinerator.
Yes. So Fool walks up to the house, and he's carrying this paper bag, and he knocks on the door. The mail slot opens up, and the overhead light jiggles and flashes.
I love that he knocks on the door, and the little thing goes, ink.
Yeah.
And then it goes, slowly closes.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, exactly. So he's a little weirded out, but he goes around the side of the house and rings the bell. And he tries the knob, like he's going to get in, but it's locked. So he heads further into the backyard where there's a small pond, and he begins to throw stones.
Yeah, it's like a neglected, like, man-made pond at the top of the driveway. It's kind of weird, but it's needed for the plot.
It is. Then Mommy comes out, and she's like, may I help you? And Fool gives a sales pitch about his cookies. He's selling to raise money for cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
And Mom tells him that they watch what they eat around here, and she can't help him, and she goes back inside. As she's going back inside, though, he asks to use a bathroom, and she's like, no, I can't help you. And she's, like, rushing. Like,
she's like scurries back in.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to even talk to you. I don't want to be out here. He noticed that there's heavy wire screens on the back of the windows with padlocks on the outside.
What Spencer and Leroy can't see, there's no bars on the window, but this mesh is too fine for them to see from the street. Every window has this, like...
mesh on it.
Yeah, this steel mesh that's padlocked down.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least the back windows do. I don't know about the front windows.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Because remember when we were in the house later and they try to break the glass?
It doesn't matter. They're indestructible.
They're indestructible,
regardless.
Yeah. Okay, so Fool is now back with Leroy and Spencer. And Spencer doesn't think Fool did a good enough job. So
He's like, what about alarms? He's like, she wouldn't let me inside.
Yeah. Leroy thinks they should wait till Sunday like planned, but Spencer's like, no, I'm going to go in myself. Yeah. And he dresses as a utility employee.
He does say send a boy to do a man's job as he gets into his gas company outfit, which is full on.
It's a full gas company.
He's got the belt. He's got the clipboard.
Mm-hmm. So he walks to the back of the house, but doesn't knock, and he's just kind of like looks at it. And so Mom sticks her head out the door and asks if she can help him. But as soon as he turns to talk to her, she runs back inside and opens like this little, like one of the glass panels on the door opens up like a little window. And she starts talking to him through that. And I think the only reason why she's talking to him is he's white.
He is the white crook.
Right. So he says he needs to see her meter, and she tells him that he passed it on his way up the driveway. He's like, well, there's a second meter inside the house that he needs to check. And she's like, I'm quite sure there's not another meter inside my house. And he's like, well, the gas company has a legal right to come in. And he shows her his identification, and she lets him in. And
as she shows the ID, which is a good counterfeit, Mommy notices the skull ring on his finger that... a gas guy can have a skull ring.
I mean, maybe nowadays, but maybe in the 80s it was against uniform, or 90s.
But also, I'm looking at Spencer going, take off your fucking ring, dude. You did this whole ass outfit. You just take off the skull ring.
It's his favorite ring.
It's his favorite ring. His favorite ring. It's very 90s ring,
It's his wedding ring.
It's something you get at Spencer's gift.
Yeah. Definitely something you got at Spencer's gift. Okay, so Leroy and Fool are in the van, and they're watching and are surprised that he got in. And then the car pulls down the driveway.
Right.
Mommy's leaving.
Yeah, it's a 1958 Cadillac Fleetwood.
It's pretty, with the big wings on it.
It should be a hearse.
It should be. That would have been smarter.
For this funeral
Except for they
home.
haven't been a funeral home for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is incredible. It's got the fins, like you said. It's just a pure iron, like steel sled of a car.
Yeah. So they can't believe that she would leave Spencer in her house and leave the house. So they're like, there must be somebody else in there. Leroy's worried that Spencer's taking all the gold and cutting him out. So he's like, we're going in after him.
Yeah.
So he drives the van and parks it in her driveway.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy.
In my notes here, I just have, and parks in the driveway, question mark.
They get to the back door and they ring the bell, but no one answers, so they break it open.
Yeah, Leroy has a big-ass crowbar that he pops open.
Yes. So this goes into a mudroom, and it's just like a regular mudroom, and Fool finds a mousetrap with a doll stuck in it.
Yeah. And it looks like a little voodoo doll.
It looks like a little voodoo doll.
Spencer.
Of Spencer, yeah.
Yeah.
Then Leroy is struggling to get the next door open. Fool thinks maybe they shouldn't be doing this because it's the first day of his 13th birthday. It must be unlucky.
Yeah. He says every birthday is unlucky or something like that.
He says every day of your 13th birthday is unlucky. Is what he says.
Oh, yeah, because it's in between boobs and, never mind. Leroy, we've skipped so many Ving Rhames witticisms here.
I have. I'm sorry.
The president making him the secretary of...
Yeah.
Anyway.
I skipped it, yeah. Okay. So Leroy finally breaks into this room and they get into a still room. And the still room is full of old funeral arrangement and dead plants.
Dead plants. There's a broken headstone in there. Yeah. It's
like the last vestiges of the funeral home.
Yeah, like the showroom almost.
Yes. So then there's another door, but this one looks like it's heavy and metal and steel. Yeah. So Leroy calls it the mother of all doors. The doll from the mousetrap now is on a string, and it's slowly pulled across the floor. We see it, but Fool only hears the tinkling of the vent closing.
Right.
Yeah. So Leroy calls to Spencer through the door, but he hears nothing, so he takes a crowbar to pry open the door, and when he finally opens it, the door swings open, and then the whole wall...
It's very weird.
...swings back.
And cool.
Yeah.
It's like when the steel door opens up into what will be the kitchen... There's all of these, like, cubby shelves in this, like, showroom, and they all glide to reveal other windows from the kitchen into this showroom.
Yeah, it's like the security measure. They built this extra wall.
On like a track.
Yeah.
Or more like it's closed off when they have people in looking at the funeral home stuff.
Maybe.
And when no one's there to look, it opens up the kitchen to this room.
Maybe that's how... Yeah.
Anyway, it never comes back. It doesn't matter, but it's a neat thing.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
So he says, I done busted this house's cherry.
Yep,
I did write that one down.
You did write that one down.
I did. Okay.
You wrote one of the grossest ones.
I did. And then a dog attacks Leroy.
And then a Rottweiler comes around.
Yeah.
This is Prince.
Yes.
Guys, I don't like Prince. He's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
And
but he's been raised to be an asshole.
Don't worry, I have a little eulogy for Prince later on in my notes.
It's not Prince's fault.
Okay, Fool yells at the dog, "Hey, Furball, your mama sleeps with cats." And the dog actually goes running after him, which is hilarious.
Thank you. So, thank you, Lindsay, for back-to-back. This is the humor of Leroy, and this is the humor of Fool. Your mama's so fat jokes and very gross, inappropriate sex jokes.
Yes. Fool, jumps up and grabs the top of the doorway as the dog goes through.
And jumps down and then slams. Basically tricks the dog into the...
And then he and Leroy run to the middle door and close it, so the dog is on the other side.
And Leroy says, "Thank you, Fool. You saved us both."
No, never.
That
never
is
would
not
do that.
Leroy's whole vibe.
No.
Pats him on the back.
He is just using this kid for whatever he needs. So, in the kitchen, every cabinet has a lock on it. There's a statue of 3 monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
I had this statue weirdly as a kid.
How weird.
It was just like a smaller version of it. And I don't know why.
And the windowsill is covered in dead flies.
Yep, I love that detail.
And then Leroy says it smells horribly like BO.
Yeah, he says smell, but he starts with, okay, this is Ving Rhames. This is big.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames being one of the biggest assholes in his career, in his filmography. His hand is shaking, and he goes, "This place is weird." And, he's shook. And I love that little detail of, Leroy does not like this place.
Yes. So, they hear noises, and Fool wants to leave, and Leroy just says it's nice to hear that rich folks have rats, too.
Right.
So they go explore the house, and Leroy goes up, and Fool stays down to keep watch. Fool is hearing noises coming from a door with a window in it. It's in the door to the basement. He goes and he lifts up the little window.
It's like a little peephole that looks down into what will be, it's a landing and then the basement below.
Right. And on the stairs is Spencer's clipboard and his lighter.
And his lighter.
Yeah. Because, he was dressed as a utility guy, so he had a clipboard.
Right.
So he unlocks the door and he heads down the stairs. He picks up the lighter and the clipboard and hears creepy noises. And then he goes, "I ain't stupid," and runs back up the stairs.
Yeah, he sits on the steps and then there's actually a whisper and a flashlight. Or a shadow moves in front of a light, and he's like, "I ain't stupid," and just turns around. He's talking to horror movie tropes.
He is. I'm like, yay!
But halfway upstairs...
He hears Leroy calling him a coward, and he talks himself into going back down.
No.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So behind him, a string is pulled, and the door is shut and locked.
It's like a tripwire, I think he hits.
Yeah. So he is now exploring the basement. Using a lighter for light, he hears a TV and he follows it to a closet. Where
right.
The TV...
So let me set the scene a little. So upstairs, it's clearly an old, musty,
Victorian-esque house,
like
in
stuff.
The decoration. Yeah.
And it's mild horror vibes. There's stacks of old newspapers and chairs. It's cluttered. It's dark, and it's going
old
to be
wallpaper, velvet.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem 10 years from now. It's going to be real bad if the people living inside of it continue to thrive. In the basement is also filled with junk, but there is slatted walls forming almost like... Have you ever had an apartment that had basement storage?
Oh, yeah, it was
and you
your
go
basement
down
storage.
into the basement storage and there's all these weird slatted
it looks like it was
pins.
Somebody tore apart pallets and rebuilt it into a wall.
To rickety ass doors with you had to provide a padlock and everyone's fucking kayak and
I forgot
bullshit.
about that.
Yeah. It looks exactly like that.
Yeah.
And just as creepy. And then yes, there is a television set that's playing a soap opera on it. It's a man and a woman arguing about a third woman. And when he turns this old TV to him, it changes to news footage of the bombing of Baghdad in Operation Desert Storm.
Really?
Which is the iconic, like, night vision green missiles that were... This was incredibly informative in my youth.
Okay.
This was the first time they, like, made live war entertainment. It was like, this was a show all of a sudden that we all sat around and watched the wholesale murder you know, of a city. Wes Craven's doing something here that I think is so... That's it. That's all there is to it. Basically, what happens here is that he gets spooked and trips over Spencer's body.
Yes.
And it's just Wes Craven's going, this is a time and a place where America was, like, just wrong.
Right. Yes.
Anyway.
So he trips over Spencer's body, but Spencer has a gold coin in his hand.
Right. And his hair's white now.
His hair is white, like super white. On the other side of the slat wall, there are people with flashlights, but they aren't really speaking. They're just moaning. They start to pull the body of Spencer through, like, a trapdoor for meals, like you would do in, like, a jail situation.
Yeah.
And so he kicks at the wall and fights the body back. And when he pulls it out, the hand has been gnawed on.
Yeah, the hand has already been chewed up.
Yeah. Back across the room, a hand comes out of the wall and pulls the TV back.
Yeah, there's a weird, creepy dude that moves his TV back in front of him.
My story.
This is my story.
Suddenly, a boy comes running at Fool from behind, and he, like, gets on his back, like piggyback style.
And I'm not, and this is boy is in, like, 18, 19, much
it's a teenage boy.
Yeah, older than Fool by a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, gangly.
But gangly, yeah.
Gangly tall.
They probably weigh the same.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a weird daddy long leg on Fool's back.
Fool throws him off and then starts running up the stairs, but when he gets to the top, the stairs turn into a slide and he tumbles back down.
They flatten to a ramp.
Yeah. The people are all watching, the people behind the slat wall. The loose boy goes after Fool, but he runs back up the ramp now.
Yeah.
And when he gets to the top, Alice opens the door. The boy grabs Fool's ankle. Fool is able to get out of the basement, though, which he proceeds to lock.
Yeah. Alice has disappeared. Fool stands up and kind of says, ma'am, and then hears something and sees the Cadillac pull back
he says
up.
they're back.
So during all of this time, Fool is stressed out, but he just saw a dozen plus weirdos in a basement, got attacked, went through multiple booby traps, and got his head on pretty straight.
Yeah,
he's still
playing it
pretty
cool,
confident.
It's the fact he said, "Ma'am."
Yeah.
He goes,
He's
ma'am?
a nice boy.
He's very polite, and also probably as a young black boy in this time and place
He's
like
I'm not a threat.
There's a
even
how
though
I speak to my community, and there's how I speak to not my community.
Yes.
When I worked at the bank and I got robbed, in the tussle with the guy trying to take money out of my hands, one of the other tellers down the line, she yelled at him, and she, even in that moment, called him sir.
Yeah. Sir.
She says, "Sir, that is not yours." And I remember looking down at her and being like, professionalism.
It is not mine. That's the whole problem I'm having right now.
We are professionals all the time. Because I had stopped speaking. I was just trying to get my arm back.
Oh, that's
I was like,
fear
I
at
got
that
no
point.
words. I'm like, just stop.
I mean, I'd be like,
Yeah, I
I
don't
just
know.
solved that problem.
I don't know what happened.
I
to
say
me.
that, but I've never been in that situation, so I don't know what I would actually do.
They train you to be robbed, and the training is just give him the money.
Yeah.
Just give him the money and get out. But I think it was because he didn't have a weapon. He didn't show me a weapon. He didn't threaten me. He just reached over and grabbed my hand. And in that moment, I was like, oh, no one touches me.
No one touches me.
No one touches me. And so then I was just like, no, you can't have it. The money's not mine either, but you can't have it.
You just made this personal by
I was like,
touching my
no.
wrist.
But I'll never forget that. Sir?
This is no longer a sir.
Yeah, the minute that he came up the stairs and was like, ma'am? And I was like, why are you what's with your manners right now? Get rid of those.
It's just funny what, in a stressful moment, how we all would.
Yeah.
How you
we
react.
won't know what we would do until we're doing it.
Yeah. So Fool goes up the stairs looking for Leroy.
Yeah, so just before that, we see not just Mom get out of the car, but Daddy has come out too, and they're both checking out the van. That's parked in their fucking driveway. And Prince is out there too, the dog.
Yeah, okay.
The dog's like, something's happening. I tried.
Upstairs, he finds Leroy at the end of the hall, like laying on the ground with his head in a vent, but Leroy is not moving. But it turns out when Fool touches him that Leroy was just listening in the walls. Okay. It's a little jump scare.
It's funny. They scare the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, there's something in there, and he wants Fool to crawl in the walls and figure out what's going on. But Fool says they gotta go X-ray lady. I forgot he called her X-ray lady.
Yeah, she's got X-ray eyes.
X-ray eyes, yeah. She's back with the man the size of Detroit. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's a big guy. Leroy asks if he found Spencer, and he did, but he thinks he was scared to death. His body is white as a sheet.
Yeah, he said, "You think that sucker was white before?"
Aw, Fool.
You should see him now.
Fool's got the best jokes.
He does.
Yeah, he's good.
He does. He's just constant. So they go running down the stairs and try to leave out the front door, but it electrocutes Fool.
The doorknob is electrified.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. He hits it. It knocks him on his ass off to the side, like maybe dead. And Ving Rhames doesn't look at him for a second. He just goes up to the window now. He just ignores that this kid might be dead on the ground.
Yes. So Leroy is trying to break the glass, but it won't break. Mom and Dad definitely know there's somebody in their house now.
Yeah, and they're banging in the bottom of that steel door just enough to get prints through.
Correct. Yes. Leroy then puts Fool in the middle of the room to attract the dog and hides behind the couch.
He's like, "You stand here, trust me," kind of situation. I'm like, "You've never done anything to make this boy trust you."
Yes, not at all.
This will be fine.
The dog, yeah. The dog
This
gets
is great.
in
I
and
love
goes
this.
directly after Leroy, not Fool.
Yeah, he runs to the boy and then clocks Leroy and then jumps over the couch on top of him.
Fool then grabs Leroy's arm. So it's Fool grabbing this arm, and the dog is on this arm. And he's pulling Leroy across the
chain
room,
across the
trying to
room.
get to the front door so he can electrocute all three of them at
And
once.
he grabs the door knob and just blows them all up. And
Yeah.
the dog goes flying and it's on his side. And
Yes.
I'm like, "Oh, poor dog. That won't last."
Right. So Mom and Dad finally break down the door to get in. And
this is the first time we hear, "Get in there, Daddy.
Yes.
Make it safe for Mommy."
Yes.
Them
It's the
talking
first
to each
time.
other.
Gross.
That's the first time. Yeah, that they heard what they call each other. Yeah.
"Get in there, Daddy. Make it safe for Mommy."
Yeah. So Leroy and Fool have run up the stairs and are in the master bedroom where they find a picture of the dog, which is Prince,
And other...
and some leather-studded something.
Some other sundry leash-like objects.
And again, they're trying to break out the glass, and it won't break. Downstairs, Mom is checking on the dog, and Dad has now pulled out a pistol.
Yeah.
Leroy finds a closet to hide in, but tells Fool there's no room and to find his own.
And pushes the kid back into the hallway.
God damn it, Leroy.
The moment that happens, downstairs we see a close-up of
A hand, flip a switch.
flip a switch, and all the doors start locking.
Yep.
Just all the way down
Yep.
the hallway.
Metal blinds fall down on the windows.
Yeah.
The house is now in lockdown.
If I were Leroy at this point, I would want to stay next to Fool because Fool's got some either good ideas or good luck
good karma.
where he keeps getting out of shit, and every time he shoves him away, it's bad for Leroy. So I'd be like, you know what, kid, I'm gonna stick with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like Leroy's going to get his get his comeuppance.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fool is like hiding behind a bend in the hallway, and Dad is now upstairs with a flashlight and a pistol with a red sight.
Yeah,
And the
that's-
halls are all dark. In the closet, the wall behind Leroy opens up, and the boy from the walls earlier scares him out of the closet.
Yeah.
Leroy is then shot 3 or 4 times, and
Yep.
he yells, "Run, fool!"
It's the one nice thing he does at
Yeah.
the very end of his life as he's getting shotgunned in the chest is tell Fool to get
He's
out
like,
of here.
well, I guess I got nothing left.
Not
Just
that-
tell that kid to get out of here.
And it's not like, of course, Fool knows to run, but it's like a wish for him to escape as
Yeah.
he dies.
Mom and Dad yell, "Yeehaw, got him!"
Yep.
And then they giggle.
It's real dark
And then
energy.
they dance.
They literally dance around his corpse.
Do you
Yeah.
ever find a closet in this house that has like white robes and
No,
like white
not yet,
hats?
but it's
That's
not
not-
surprising.
Not yet?
That's not the costume. The costume looks a little different.
Yeah, we'll get there pretty soon, actually. They think that Leroy called Daddy a fool,
Right.
so at this time they're unaware Fool is still in the house.
So they don't know, yeah.
Yeah. Fool finds Leroy's blood on the landing, and then he goes back up the stairs where there's a doll
Suddenly
and a
there's
candle.
a lit candle and a doll next to it. Does this doll look like...
It's still the one that looks like Spencer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So As he's looking at this doll, he sees a foot around the bend in the hall. So he grabs the candle, blows it out, and then watches the doll on a string being pulled into a vent. So he follows. He follows the doll on a string with the human foot.
We are finally figuring out that maybe the thing in the wall and what's going on is trying to guide him.
Yes.
For fuck's sake.
Yes.
Away
They're
from
trying to help.
the out loud horror story that's happening in the
They're like, it's real bad
proper.
here, kid.
Yes.
Yeah. You might want to get in the walls.
Yes. So he gets in this part of the walls, and it looks like there's a doggy bed in there and some blankets where the dog's been hanging out. There's also a bloody torso, the ribs of a torso.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's human or what.
I think it's supposed to be human.
I think it's supposed to be human also, but
because the amount of corpses that we start finding in this house.
Corpse.
Yes, the amount of corpse.
Silly.
It gets pretty crazy. So then Fool sees Alice down the walls.
And she's
pulling this doll on a string.
Doll.
And then the light from Dad is getting closer. So he heads in the direction of Alice. Dad sticks his head through the vent and sees the back of Fool, but he thinks it's whatever boy is running around in the walls.
Yeah, he says, go back to the basement, you little shit.
Mm-hmm. But
Fool's like,
he starts shooting, but bullets don't go around corners very well.
That's true.
Unless you're in what was that movie?
What movie? Did they go around corners?
Wanted?
Oh, yeah.
Angelina Jolie could shoot a gun. I love that stupid fucking movie is in everyone's brains because of that.
You could curve a bullet.
Yep, that's how they work.
Fucking Mark Millar. Sorry.
Okay. Fool comes out the other side into another hallway. He tries to find a door that'll open, but none of them do until the very last one. He goes in, and it's a filthy fucking bathroom. Everything is covered in grime.
And Alice is standing there, right?
And Alice is standing there, and she's got the doll in her hand. And so he introduces himself, and he asks her name. He asks her if she's ever seen a black dude before, because she looks terrified.
Look, so this actress is lily white.
She's wearing a white virginal dress.
Virginal dress. It's
almost like a chemise.
Is the implication here that maybe she's never been outside?
No,
she's never been outside.
What we're talking about right now.
She's never been outside.
And she's just wide-eyed and clutching her doll to her chest.
Yes.
So she's terrified.
Yeah, and all these dolls are homemade,
by
the way. They're all voodoo doll homemade things. Then he says that black guys are all over the neighborhood, and she's like, I don't know what a neighborhood is. And he asks her if she's ever been outside, and she says, no one ever gets out. She says, well, I'm going to get out.
Yeah. Fool's like,
I'm a whole other thing.
I'm a whole other thing. I'll get out.
Alice tells him
this kid is super
so great.
endearing.
He's so great. Alice tells him that people have tried, like the people in the cellar, and he asks who they are. And she goes, Mommy and Daddy looked a long time to find the perfect boy child.
Yeah.
But each one they found turned out bad. Some saw things they weren't supposed to. Others heard too much. Others talked back.
So,
Daddy cut out the bad parts and put the boys in the cellar one by one. And he's like, what about you? Why haven't you been put in the cellar? And she's like, I do not see or hear or speak evil.
And a single tear falls as she says that. But I do want to say...
She says it's the only way.
It's the only way. In between that, where it's like, Daddy puts them in the cellar one by one, she goes, they get flashlights and food. They're happy in their own way.
Yeah, I cut that part out.
Yeah, I thought that part was super important because she has to delude herself that this is a normal...
This is the only way she's going to survive in this place.
It's the cartoon version of an abusive household where you're like, this is what normal life is.
Yeah.
I don't know what families...
I mean, she just found out about black people.
She just found out about that. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think she's mostly scared because this boy's not supposed to be in here.
Yeah. She's like, you're going to get caught.
But it is true because these people wouldn't. One of the things
they would never let a black
what would be a perfect
house.
Boy would preclude darker skin.
They were all white when we saw them. Remember?
Very, very white.
They're green when we see them, babe.
They are pretty.
They're
green.
white to green.
They are pretty green.
I mean, white, not skin tone.
Yes. So then we start to hear loud moaning, and Fool asks what the noise is, and Alice says, "Oh, that's just Roach."
So now we could call the gangly boy his name, which is Roach.
Yes, that is who Daddy is hunting. Daddy hates Roach because he got out of the cellar and into the walls, and now Daddy can't find him.
And the fun thing is, Daddy won't go in the walls because it's kind of implied that he's too scared to.
Too big.
Roach will kill him in
to
the
fit through the vents.
I don't know. I think this man would open up a wall to go after these things if he...
Yeah, I mean, he should have.
I
think that he just enjoys hunting this kid in his walls.
I'm going to give this fucking asshole's a fucking coward.
So it works for me. But then suddenly Daddy comes out of a larger hole in the wall, in the wainscoting, and he is in a full leather
we, at 42 minutes and 11 seconds, we slam cut to Daddy in a full studded leather gimp outfit, mask and all, raging around with a shotgun, blowing holes in the walls.
Yep.
It's
terrifying.
Just BDSM top
Not
to
to kink shame anybody.
No,
if you want to wear your gimp outfit, fine. But don't be racist and like hide people in your cellars and your walls and shoot at people.
Don't do that. Don't have hate in your heart.
Don't be a slumlord.
Hell, you can even shoot up your own house if you want.
Yeah, I was like, if it's consensual gimp outfit, do it. Do your thing.
Yeah.
If you're, you know what? Even maybe I icked your mommy and daddy too much. If that's what you want to do it.
Yeah. Yes. I don't want that face on video. It is very weird to me that Ving Rhames will face a leather daddy twice in his career.
What other movie is he facing a leather daddy?
Pulp Fiction, where he actually gets raped by...
Sorry, I forgot.
That's
horrific. I was talking to my coworker about doing this movie, and that is the only movie that he had seen with Ving Rhames in it, you know? Yeah.
That's the only one?
Pulp Fiction is the only one.
Okay. I just think I want to sit down with Mr. Rhames and be like, how do you feel about leather at
He's like, every time I see it, it's in a negative light.
To be fair, he doesn't face this one because he's already dead by the time he puts on the outfit.
Fool asks Alice if there's another way out, and she opens up a panel in a cupboard in the bathroom and tells him he has to go further into the house, but he wants out. And she's like, sometimes in is out.
Right.
But he's scared.
It's not true, Alice. What do you know? You've never been outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what out is.
So Fool is scared. He won't go in. He tries to escape the bathroom through the hallway, but Dad almost catches him, so he runs back into the bathroom. Mom brings up the mangled hand of Spencer from the basement and gives it to the dog as a treat.
Yeah. Prince has been through some shit being electrocuted also. He deserves a treat. And it's the mangled hand.
It's the equivalent of the Fig Newtons.
And then she looks out to see that a couple cops have shown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with her hands all bloody, she steps over the dead body of Leroy to the control panel where she gets on the intercom and tells Daddy that the police are here.
Daddy, police out back.
Fool, yeah, it does sound like that. Fool sees the police out the window, and so he tries banging on the glass, but they can't hear him.
Fool has never been so excited to maybe been arrested.
Never.
Maybe be arrested for robbery or killed by the cops.
What's very funny, so I've been aware a couple times so far in this podcast, I've said, this is a fucked up time in America, and Wes Craven's commenting on that, without having to go like, but don't worry everyone, it got better. There's so many times in this movie where I'm like, Fool would not be relieved that police are here.
Yeah,
they could only be a part of this. They know what this family's doing.
He's 13. He still has hope that the police would help him, but he's a black boy in a affluent.
He's like
white people's house. They're gonna arrest him.
Right.
Maybe they'll just beat me.
He'll get out.
Fool has hope. We'll just put it that way.
He does.
In this movie.
So the cops ask after the van, and Mom says it's not theirs. It was just here when we got back from the store. They saw two men, one black and one white, walking away from the house when they pulled up. The cops noticed the damage on the door, but she's like, oh, no harm done. They want to look in the house, but she tells them, hey, we checked everywhere, top to bottom, even under the beds. There's nobody here, and the whole house is clean, so they don't even try. Cops then tell them they were lucky because this van was used in a liquor store robbery last night. And this is when Dad is like, liquor store? Because their liquor store was robbed last night.
So as the cops are leaving, they're like, does the kind of break-in stuff happen a lot? And the mommy says, it's as if we're the prisoners and the criminals roam free. And the cops are like... So well, we heard that, lady, and they drive off.
One of the things that we haven't said is how many times they are all like they're always going like burn in hell. They have a lot of things on the walls about like
religious iconography,
Christian stuff.
They're white nationalists with very Christian bent.
Yes,
I know that's hard to imagine.
Oh my God! What?
And like I said, they are incredibly like Nancy and Ronald Reagan alike. Coated with, she's got the big
this hair, the big retro 50s curls.
Kind of
this is back in the time where It was like the late 80s when they had the 50s revamp in fashion, and this is when it, like the pinup fashion
was
came
very
back for
much
a little while.
the first, I don't know even know about the first time, but the whole idea of let's make America great again, that version of it was the
family
50s.
values.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know what we're trying to emulate now other than whatever.
I can tell you.
I know.
I can tell you what we're trying to do.
I watch horror movies to not think about this stuff.
Yeah. So after the cops leave, they had left the doors to the van open when they were looking at it, and Mom notices the Boy Scout uniform in the back of the van.
Dun, dun.
And now she's like, there's a boy inside.
There's a boy inside with their little angel.
And
when did Fool have time to do a costume change?
Oh, when
it
Spencer
happens
went in the
when-
house by himself.
He was like, I'm not wearing
when
fucking
Spencer was telling him that he
scout
didn't do a good enough
uniform
job.
anymore.
Yeah.
But yes, the boy's inside with their little angel, and she hands Daddy the Boy Scout uniform, and he just sniffs it.
So creepy. So creepy. So Fool tries to get into the walls in the bathroom, but the dog is there. He's not
Prince
in the
is
bathroom.
inside.
Yeah, and the dog sees him and tries to get out. And Fool is using his foot. Oh, sorry. They're in the hallway. My bad. They're not in the bathroom anymore. So he's trying to get in through a hatch in the wall, and the dog is on the other side.
Yeah, comes out of the hatch. He falls back into the hallway and uses his foot to keep the hatch closed.
Yes.
But Prince's head is in there, and it's kind of choking him a little bit until the dog coughs up Spencer's skull ring.
Yes. And he's like, God, what are they feeding you? And then he spits it out.
Yeah.
Fool takes off running back to the bathroom. Dad shoots the door in with a shotgun and then sticks his head in. Fool takes the top of the toilet and then bashes him over the head.
Yes, Fool.
Yes. Fool then tells Dad that if he comes in there, he'll kick his ass. But then suddenly Roach opens the cabinets and pulls Fool into the walls.
There's a medicine cabinet, and the two, glass doors open up. But this is the entire medicine cabinet opening up that way.
Yeah.
And Roach just
it's so cool how the walls open up.
Yeah.
And none of it's made by Mommy or Daddy. All of it's
it's
made by... I don't even know.
This is the perfect time. So Roach pulls Fool in.
Yeah.
This actor is Sean Whalen. He
loved him. He's in everything.
He's in Twister.
You love him in Twister.
He's in That Thing You Do. He's in Idle Hands. He's the cop in Idle Hands.
Yeah, he's in so many things.
Yeah. He has a gaunt face that really works for this.
Is this the second time we've had a person in the walls who's like not the bad guy?
Yes.
Yes.
This is Housebound. So here I say, let's talk about walls. So these are plaster lath on the inside. There's knob and tube running. Amazing square footage in these walls.
So much.
Shoulder length.
Yeah, you got plenty of room to run through hallways.
And there's so many horror movies. Cobweb, The Boy, Housebound. Like, there's so many horror movies that are like, what if people just lived in your walls? And what if you couldn't accumulate like a whole ass extra bedroom if you just made walls normal? Because it turns out there's not much space between walls.
It feels like it's like playing back to like super, hundreds of years ago with super rich people who had like pathways through their house for their servants.
Yeah. There's service tunnels.
But in these movies now that use this trope, their house is not big enough to have used this kind of square footage for their servants.
Half the reason I never go in that attic is because I'm like, somebody's in there.
Our attics are
living in there.
Spooky.
I
These are 100-year-old
hate our
houses.
attic. At least yours is like, the access makes it a little like more for me. Like if that access in my house.
Easier for people to squat.
I feel like that made it easier for me to be okay with it.
There was a week years ago where Lindsay and I were like,
I keep
someone's
hearing things
in our attic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ours is a trap door. There's not even like a ladder that comes down. It's a trap door in the top of a closet. And I got to the place where if I put my head up there, he's just gonna machete me. I taped my phone to a stick and put the light on and the camera on. And I was looking at it on my watch.
Yeah.
So I was like doing this. Like a fucking maniac. There's no one up there. How could anyone
But we had built each other up that whole week.
We kept spooking each other.
10 years I've been in this house. Never even looked in there.
Oh,
what? I've been in your attic.
I know. Other people have. I'm just like, no, I'm not going. The two things that I do have is that everything in this house creaks, especially like this staircase, really, really creaky. So I'm always like, you can't be sneaky in this house.
Right.
And the floor, even just the floor on the main level is creaky because our whole house is like settling in a weird way. So I'm like, that's good. And then the cat. when the
Right.
cat perks up and looks at something, then I know I'm like, oh shit. Like, we had something that was, it died, but we had something that definitely flew down the chimney and was, like, in there because I was sitting in the living room and I heard, like, what I think were wings flapping.
Yeah.
And the cat was sitting on the couch next to me, and I was like, did I hear that? And I looked down at her, and she was, like, up and immediately ran to the wall, and I was like, fuck, something's in the wall.
I'm not gonna, like, there is in our house at 6 a.m. every single morning a knock on a pipe, right?
Yeah.
We cannot figure out what
It
the
happens.
fuck it is.
Oh, I
bet
haven't heard
it's-
that in a long time,
could be.
actually.
Oh, so maybe it resolved.
It was
Because, yeah, we were up at 4:45 daily, so...
an animal that maybe had a
No.
routine that
No,
now
it
is
was
fucking
to
dead.
the minute I could literally clock
But we're
it.
out of our house by 6. We're up at 4:45 and we leave by 6. So anyway, we need to keep going, right?
Yeah.
I love walls in horror movies as being a very unique liminal space that simply there's a space-time continuum in horror movies where walls
They're like,
are
people could
Wide. Yes.
they're
where
big enough.
people
You could
exist.
live there.
Yeah.
You could make a secret house in there.
Roach has a secret house.
Yeah. Okay, so Dad can't figure out how the cabinet got open, so he shoots it open with his shotgun, and then he yells through the walls, "I'm gonna kill you." So and then Roach is,
And he sends Prince in.
he sends but
This is
but
why
as they're fleeing, Roach turns around and flings a slingshot at and knocks Dad down. Which
Thank
is
you for
funny.
that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's such a great thing. Where he's like, I'm going to kill you. And Roach just smiles, slingshots, and hits him in the forehead. We have entered
you.
like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Because Dad
It's real
almost goes
Dennis the Menace.
cross-eyed and has like a little fall down. And
We're little like birds and stars.
Almost, you can imagine
almost,
it.
and you
spinning
start
around
to
his head.
forget the threat of rape. And
You
yeah,
do.
that he's
Like,
like a
seriously, this is
fucking-
how you
Ugh.
get to the point where like this was a really great movie for me as a
right,
kid.
now it's an adventure.
You're like, because
It's an adventure.
Because I didn't understand
right.
all the really bad stuff. I was
And the
like,
guy, if you squint, cute boy in the walls has a Dennis the Menace slingshot.
Where'd he get that?
Oh,
he made it.
Okay, so Dad lifts Prince into the walls, and then the kids get to a section with Christmas lights and a bed.
He's like, is this your space? And
Roach
Roach,
is-
who doesn't speak, he makes sounds, is like happy.
He's so excited to
He's-
show him
to
his
show him
stuff.
his-
But they have to keep going because
But
the
they have
dog
to
is
keep-
falling. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we gotta go.
So Dad joins Mom in the kitchen, and he says that Prince is after him, and he'll catch him before he gets to Alice.
Bruh.
In the
That ship has
walls,
sailed.
yeah, I know. In the walls, Roach directs them to stop and then turn around. At about 10 feet from them, he throws a doll Alice had made to the dog, and then it stops, and it picks up the doll. And then the floor, he pulls like a lever.
He pulls a lever,
Yeah.
and there's a flippy trap door below Prince.
Yes.
Who falls down onto a
slide.
wooden sled on a metal slide, and is like, this is all real.
It
It's all
is.
practical.
Yeah.
This good boy is like Calvin and Hobbesing down
Yes.
the sled.
Yes.
And then comes out of
A kitchen,
the
lower kitchen cabinet.
cabinets
Yeah.
where there's like, you could see as he's approaching all the pots and pans, and he just goes through them and slides
Across the kitchen floor.
across the kitchen floor.
And he got the
where-
doll of the
and he
doll
has
in
the doll,
his
and
mouth.
he just sits there like he had a good time.
And Mom just looks at Dad and says, he's gotten to Alice. Obviously, because
I feel
Alice
like-
makes the
Because
doll.
of
I wish Prince would switch teams. I wish he would be
man.
like, you know what? I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
That doesn't happen.
Okay, so the boys go to Alice's room, and this is where we learn that Roach has had his tongue cut out for trying to call for help.
Yeah. He's speaking evil.
Yes. Fool finds a box of dolls on Alice's bed, and the top one looks like Leroy. She tells him that she makes them to hold the souls of the burglars and servicemen,
How?
etc.
Fucking fast is she making these
That's
dolls?
just
Very
too
fast,
much. Very
apparently.
fast. Yeah.
I guess she doesn't have a lot of hobbies. She's
Yeah.
probably really good at making
And she's like,
dolls.
she looked out the window, saw Spencer walking up the driveway, and he's just like,
She's like, oh, I know that guy's gonna
That guy's
die. So then Dad bursts into the room, and he tosses Fool to the side, and Roach crawls into the wall, but Dad shoots at him, and it catches him.
yeah, he gets hit.
Roach.
It looks like he got hit, but he gets away still in the walls. Mom then comes in and grabs Alice and slaps her and calls her a Judas.
Yeah.
Dad has now the shotgun in Fool's face.
Remember how much fun we were having just a second ago? We're going back the other way real quick here.
And then Dad goes, "What do I do with him, Mommy?" And she goes, "It's time to clean house."
Yes.
Total spring cleaning. Dad makes Fool drag Leroy's body across the room and then kicks him down the stairs to the basement.
They both go tumbling down. The corpse and Fool
Leroy.
go down the stairs.
Sorry, and I keep wanting to call it the kid Leroy. His real name is Poindexter.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier. It's Poindexter, and his mama calls him Dexter.
Yeah, but his sister calls him Fool, and that's what he goes by.
Yeah.
I like the duality of, like, a Poindexter being called Fool.
Yeah.
It's very cute. So Mom then drags Alice down the stairs and throws her into the pile of blood and makes her clean it up.
And I can't express this enough. This actress eats shit.
She does.
This is a real fall.
Yeah.
She slips on this fake blood, and it looks incredibly painful.
It does.
But she stays in character.
She does.
And
She was like, it's okay.
I have never watched this movie.
I'm an excellent actress. I'll keep going.
Exactly. I've watched this movie several times, and I've never not clocked that hurt you for real.
So Mom is now having a meltdown about her brat sitting in her room all day making dolls and children misbehaving in the basement and a rat in the walls doing his business God knows where.
This is a shrieking, hysterical
You
garbage.
kids will be the death of me.
Life is so hard for you.
In the basement, Fool is chained up on a wall. And Dad is butchering Leroy, butchering him.
Yeah, he has to watch as he butchers his
The people
guy.
behind the slat wall
have
are
they
all...
been eating the people?
Just let me get there. Come on, you're really good at, like...
Sorry.
Well, he's already... Obviously, they already got gnawed on Spencer's hand. This is food.
So the people behind the slat wall are yelling. Okay, yeah, so Dad turns around and he has blood on his lips.
So
He was
he's
eating parts of Leroy.
Yeah, that's the
That's
thing.
what she
I was
meant,
like,
yeah.
I know the people in the wall are doing it because, I mean, they're trapped in
Oh,
the wall.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I
is
was like, are
Daddy
like,
doing
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I love how you won't say Daddy.
I won't say them. They are they doing it?
Yeah.
This is why it's getting confusing because your refusal to say Daddy.
I won't say them.
So then he starts to begin to throw parts at the boys.
Yeah.
Which they fight over. And then he tells Fool he likes to keep them hungry.
And just to put it out there, there's probably a dozen or more people behind these walls.
Yeah. There's like 12,
maybe
15, maybe.
15, okay.
Yeah.
Where were they getting the
They
boys?
steal them from the neighborhood.
I was like, were they kidnapping them,
They're
or
kidnapping.
are
They're
they just
kidnapping
like
them.
having all these?
No,
kids?
no, no.
They're kidnapping, they're taking babies.
They're taking babies. They're baby snatchers. Mom has started a scalding hot bath.
This sucks.
And she is dragging a bloody Alice into the bathroom. She tells Alice that she asked her just to clean up that awful man's blood. And what does she do? She gets blood all over her nice, clean dress.
This is violent. It is terrifying
It
looking.
reminds me of Mommy Dearest.
Yeah.
Now get in that tub and scrub yourself. And it is so bad.
So bad.
Alice refuses because it's so hot. She literally says, no, it's hot. And so Mom just tosses her in. And Alice is just screaming.
And Mom is yelling the fires of hell are hotter at her. Mm-hmm. That was probably the worst scene.
It was. It was the worst
There's
scene.
other stuff that's implied.
Yeah,
this is directly...
it was terrifying. In the basement, Daddy pulls Leroy's body into... I wrote a box of decomp because I couldn't remember the word cesspool.
She had the hardest time remembering cesspool, and it really has bothered her.
It has. It has.
I have offal pit here.
Awful pit.
Awful? Is that how it's,
Yeah, it's awful.
human
Yeah.
shit? And
But it is it's spelled awful, but it's awful.
it's like a charnel pit.
Charnel pit.
Just an aside, did you guys see that news story about the guy who got into the porta potty and wouldn't get out?
No.
Yeah.
Like into the toilet part.
Yeah, and that
then,
was here.
And then they were like, why did you do that? And he was like, I dropped my Mountain Dew bottle down there, which isn't, that
No,
can't be.
that's not a
Was there drugs in it?
He was not okay.
No,
Because
this is what I'm saying.
when they came to get him out, they were like, get out of there. And he was like, no.
I can't. I am very disappointed in myself that I know about this. It became a story here because it was local. I know people do this.
Yeah.
Because I listen to podcasts about weird stuff, and it's a thing that men do is they climb into porta potties and hang out. Some men, rare men, few men, but it's not the first time this has ever happened.
Okay.
Well, the news story left me some questions because they were like, they got him out, they hosed him off, and I was like, and then took him to the hospital because he definitely needs medication
He needs something.
and some shots, and he's
he
not.
needs absolutely.
I was like, he's got,
Tetanus
in
shots.
addition to like what's going on with you, like physically, you're gonna get sick.
Yeah.
You were just down there with the poopies and the peepees. You can't do that.
I'm glad that this is the movie that happened with that recent story because if it was any other movie,
Yeah, really
it would be inappropriate to bring that up. But that is completely super appropriate.
You're
to bring
talking
up right
about
now.
people like in a pit of gross, and I was like, did you guys hear about that guy? Who willingly got, but I love
I know about a pit of shit too.
this excuse. They're like, why did you get it? I dropped my Mountain Dew bottle in there, and I was like,
There's no Mountain Dew on Earth.
I don't think
No.
that's right.
There's nothing on Earth.
Even
There's
if that
nothing.
bottle was filled
There's
with
nothing
drugs.
I would go. I'm sorry, everything's replaceable.
Well-
I love you, Michael, but there's nothing you've ever given
If I
me.
dropped into a shit box, you would not come after me. I already
said-
know there's a killer in the woods and you're not coming back.
I said nothing that you gave to me is worth me crawling into that shit box.
All I heard is, I'm sorry, Michael. If you fell into a porta potty, I will not give you a hand.
I mean,
You are an ex-husband.
it would take me some I'd be like, ooh, help. Just call for someone else. Come help.
We absolutely have to move forward.
John's
Okay.
question is, what would you do if your loved one fell into a porta potty?
I legit hope so.
Okay. Daddy puts Fool into
God, where are we? Okay.
Daddy
yes.
puts Fool into the room with the boys.
Right.
Yes, and then Mom puts Alice back in her room, and she's so red. She's a lobster.
She's a lobster,
Dad
yeah.
joins them, covered in blood, and she asks where the bear trooper is, and he says, dead meat. I could have killed him, but I'll let the people under the stairs do it.
Yeah, she says, I'll let the people under the stairs do it.
In the room under the stairs, there's like 10 or 12 is what I wrote. Boys, all pale, long hair. They're getting close to Fool.
Ghoulish white, all like...
They're like all creeping up on him.
Yeah.
Then suddenly, the box that Leroy's body was tossed into opens up. And then we hear moaning, and the torso like levitates out of the box, and it scares all the boys
Leroy's
away. Mm-hmm.
torso comes up and wiggles around, and all the boys in the yard go around. Did not like that milkshake.
They're like, no.
And it turns out
It was Roach pretending.
it's Roach puppeteering
Yeah.
the corpse.
I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Leroy's still alive.
Roach then gets the key and unlocks the gate to let Fool out. Dad hears the noise, so he lets the dog down the stairs.
And this is the moment that I start getting pissed off.
Yeah, I know.
With the movie a little bit and with the dog. Everything is let Prince go after these
Yes.
kids. I'm getting sick of this dog.
Yeah. So the boys get into the boiler. It's not running because it's summer.
I think it's an incinerator.
Oh, incinerator.
I
okay.
think it's what is leading up to that big
Oh,
pipe
okay.
outside.
Sorry, it's
I
an
think it's
incinerator.
what they would use to burn
Sure. It looks like a big boiler, but yeah,
I don't
makes
know if
sense,
it's
yeah.
a crematorium, but it might be for biological
Sure.
stuff in a funeral home.
Okay.
Because
Well,
it's a big metal grate.
It's a big. It looks like
awesome.
the boiler in the basement of Home Alone, which is what I was thinking. The big metal one he's afraid of. Do you remember?
That's okay.
was a
Anyway,
boiler.
I'm just let's go.
Okay, so
But it's not on right. They're in a
Cold.
layer of ash.
yes, Fool notices that Roach was shot and he needs to go to the hospital, but he just climbs higher into the boiler and hands.
He goes
Fool,
up the flue.
Yeah, and he
pulls down a bundle of gold coins.
Yes, and he hands them to Fool. He then writes Alice's name in the soot and points up the pipe. Alice is up there.
Yeah.
Roach
And then he
dies.
dies.
Roach then dies.
And I'm just like,
You cute
I
little
fucking hate this part of the movie.
Yeah.
Because we get a replacement Roach later, and I'm like, why couldn't we just let Roach have this whole beautiful arc? But it's a very Wes Craven thing to do, and I love it because I hate it.
Sure.
Wes Craven's like, this is not a happy ending for
Everybody.
most.
Most, yeah. So Fool goes up the vent, and the dog is chasing, and he's going up every level. As he climbs, he gets to a floor, and the
dog has run up the stairs to
bark
be
in
out
his
there,
face, yeah. And so Dad now is interrogating Alice to see if she told Fool anything. And then he tells her he killed her skinny friend in the walls and the black one, too.
Yep.
Though, this is my comment, though if he killed the black one, why is he worried about what she said?
Oh, there's some inconsistencies
Yeah.
that we're going to start to approach as we get to the end of this movie.
So the dog is now barking at Alice's door, so he puts her down and opens the door to yell at the dog, shut the fuck up.
And Fool jumps out of the wall behind him and punches him in the dick.
Yes, it was so great. It was so great.
Yes.
Yes. Dad then goes after Fool, so he bashes him over the head with a lamp.
Yeah, so now Fool and Alice
Both escape into the
both
wall.
escaping together into the wall.
Yes. Alice's dress gets stuck in the vent, and Fool is worried that Dad will find them if they don't keep moving and shoot them through the walls. Dad is going to the basement and tossing wood and fuel into the boiler on top of
Roach's corpse and lights it up on fire.
Yep, he tells the body, burn in hell for getting free and burn in hell for showing the way.
Yeah,
Sorry.
which is all to potentially smoke them out of the ducts.
Exactly. It's getting hot in the vents and there's smoke coming, yes. Alice finally gets her dress free, and they break out of the metal vent and into the walls.
Yeah, so they go up through the duct, and now they're back in, like, the beautiful, spacious walls.
Dad is on the other side of the walls with a
bonus
gun.
room.
And Fool sneezes and he shoots.
Yeah.
Come on, fool.
Yeah. They move and figure out if he can't hear them, he can't shoot them. So they go around the corner, and suddenly a cart with 3-foot spikes on it get triggered and smashed through the wall on the other side.
It's
I'm like,
very
what is that?
weird, and like I said,
I mean, he is going crazy trying to get Roach out of the walls.
Right,
so...
but why is this a thing? Like, I just think that there's a lot of ideas in this kind of overly long movie that we could have been like, oh, we don't need the spikes on sled trap.
Yeah. So Mom and Dad then send Prince into the vent from Alice's room. Alice starts to run, but Fool doesn't want to run anymore. And the dog catches Fool, and Alice is pulling on the collar, trying to get the dog off of Fool. And Dad is now hearing where they are and runs into a room full of candles and pictures of children.
So I love this room. No, this is one of those ideas that I love. He runs into a room. It is a altar room. It is lit.
Babies.
Like lit candles everywhere.
Yeah.
One wall is a bunch of newspaper clippings. The other is a bunch of pictures of children.
Yeah, children.
And this is like a special like worship room. There's crosses on the walls and stuff like that. And we don't know what this is.
No.
We don't know the purpose. We don't know.
They didn't explain it at all. It's so weird.
I love it because it's like the shit that's going on in this house, we won't even know.
Yeah.
But he's in there just because he can hear.
Yeah, he can hear it.
Them in the walls around this room.
So Fool is trying to push the dog up off of him and tells Alice to get back.
And now Daddy has a gun with a bayonet.
He does have a bayonet on that gun, yes. So they're pushing against the wall, and Fool is standing with the dog on him, and Dad starts stabbing through the wood right next to Fool's head. And the whole time Alice is like, be careful, and get away from the wall. And so then Fool realizes what he's got to do. And he turns around and holds the dog up against the wall. And Dad
does this.
Dad stabs the dog. And then Dad yells, gotcha!
Pulls the bayonet out, it's full of blood, and he's pretty convinced he killed.
So then Dad goes out into the hall, and he does a little dance around Mom, singing, I got him, I got him, I got him, I got him, over and over again, as he, like, dances in a circle around Mom.
And I say, this is the first time I'm happy that the dog dies. Prince, it's not your fault. You had a terrible owner, but get the fuck off this mortal coil, you annoying-ass animal.
Reincarnated
you have
better owners.
Aww.
And all dogs go to heaven. That's what I've been told.
Yeah. So Mom tells Dad to prove it, that she got him, so they go back to that room. Fool and Alice start backing away from the dog's body, and they notice there's light above them, so they start climbing the walls. Daddy breaks open the walls, and the dog sticks his head out for a second, one last time.
Yeah, it does like a...
Yeah, and he goes, oh, shit.
He just realized he killed his own dog.
Mm-hmm. The kids have now made it to the attic, where there's actually an open window.
There's just an open window up here.
Yeah.
And Fool looks out, and you can see the dark skyline, and you could just... Like, this moment in this movie, I'm like, oh, you could feel the cool breeze.
Yeah. This is the first sign of freedom.
Yeah.
Fool thinks that this roof is right above that pond.
Yeah.
And they could jump, but Alice is afraid.
She's scared. She's making excuses. I don't know how deep it is. I don't know, whatever. And
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's also never been outside.
The alternative is what?
Is what? I'm like, I'm going to maybe not jump into this pond, but I'm going to get on this roof. Yeah. And dangle from a... It's not that high.
No, you could probably get down. Dad now has gone into the attic, and Fool jumps out the window onto the roof. Dad comes out after to, like, shoot at Fool, but Alice pulls the gun up so it doesn't hit him, and Fool falls into the pond.
Dad and Alice wrestle at the window.
And then he runs outside after Fool. And he starts to shoot at him, but Fool gets away and over the back fence.
Yeah.
And as he's going over the fence, he yells, I'll be back, to Alice.
Right. So now we cut to Fool and Ruby sitting at a table with a new character. We're out, right?
Yeah, so...
We're out and home.
Yeah, Fool is out. He's home. He's sitting at the table with, I wrote elder or doctor, community elder or doctor. He called him Grandpa something, but I didn't write down.
His character name is Grandpa Booker. Mm-hmm. I call him Wiseblood. Because I didn't know the name yet. We got this.
I just assumed he was a community elder.
Yeah, so. He is. That's what it was.
So he's inspecting the coins that they got from Roach, and he's telling them that there's enough to pay rent until the year 2000.
Yeah.
And for his mom's operation.
And they said, you go call the doctor for your mom. Mm-hmm. We're going to cash these in tomorrow, and we're all going to be happy.
Yeah, but then he's like, you be careful. You be careful. That brother-sister act you messed with are evil. Plain and simple.
Brother and sister?
I literally, while he was dancing around, I was like, these people are brother. They're siblings.
That's sibling shit.
This is not married people. I was like, these are siblings.
Yeah. He says, craziest family. Each generation was crazier. Started out as a funeral home, selling cheap coffins, and then they got their fingers into real estate and started to make a lot of money taking over people's homes. The more money they got, the more greedy they got. The greedier they got, the crazier they got. All sorts of rumors, and the police never took it seriously.
Right.
But
this
believe
is
me,
the story of capitalism, everyone.
Yes, yes, it is. But believe me, when I was a kid, nobody ever walked past that house.
Right. It is the haunted house.
Did you have a house you never walked past when you were a kid?
Yeah, of course. I made sure there was a haunted house in my vicinity at all times.
Yeah. There was a house, like, almost when I was growing up. It was not directly across the street, but it was, like, the next one over. And it was dark and brown, and, like, nobody ever, like, came out of it, ever. And you did not go near that fucking house. Like, you rode your bike on the other side of the street.
I can take you on a walk with our dog in any direction, and I'll take you by the haunted house on the block.
Oh, really? I've never noticed any haunted houses in our neighborhood. What about you, James?
I don't think there's ever been a house where I'm like, ooh, don't go
There's
over there.
always a rotten tooth, and I love it. Grim, rest in peace, a dog who died too early, thank you, knew these houses. He wouldn't walk past.
He was like, this one's bad.
He would stop. It was not just so, oh, what is this? He would stop and be like, I'm not walking past that house. And he was a big boy. So we would cross streets, and then I would just learn that Grim wouldn't walk past that house. And a young me would be like, ooh, creepy, spooky. Adult me is like, what the fuck is going on in this house?
Yeah.
What actual human dark shit is happening in here?
Yeah. Okay, so the old man is left, and Fool is now telling his sister that he's done something bad, and he needs to do something good. Ruby tells him that she did the tarot cards on him again, and they're really scary. Please stay away from that place. But he's like, somebody has to do something, and it may as well be me. I made a promise to Alice. So Fool goes outside into the night to the payphone, and he calls 911. Back at the mansion, like 15 cops and some like their
Child Protective Services.
Yeah, CPS all show up at this house, and they've hidden Alice somewhere and told them they have no kids.
This is my thing. Everyone's standing around. Mommy is handing out cookies and coffee.
And she's charming everybody.
And everyone's just like in little
and everybody's
groups
like
talking.
commenting on how nice their house is.
The house is open. This is my point. Where the fuck are all the shotgun holes in these walls?
We see it.
What do you mean we see it?
There's a scene where Dad is wearing a ball cap, and he sees some of the leather bits, and he pulls it and hides it in a panel in the wainscoting before a cop sees him. That happens in this scene.
The leather bits. What do you mean?
Like leather collars.
No, I'm talking about Daddy walking through the hallways with a shotgun shooting the walls.
Destroyed?
Oh, yeah, it should be, but it's
There's the scene.
I thought you were talking about just where the guns are. When he opens that panel, there's a bunch of guns in
not
there.
that. I'm talking about this man has been shooting up this house for 8 hours this night.
Yeah.
And in a moment, we're going to go into the room where he shotgunned the secret passage where he shot Roach.
It's like
and it's fixed. It's just an inconsistency in this thing that is annoying to me.
It's almost like they knew as soon as he got out that he was going to call the cops. And they took time to repair everything.
Do you know how hard it is to repair plaster lath walls? It's impossible. It's not drywall.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just saying.
Lindsay, explain it.
This is the knives on a sled trap.
Yeah.
It's like some weird inconsistency.
It was a brokenness in the story.
Yeah.
So the cops have now found Alice's room, and they are showing it to their superiors. And Mom tells him, though, that Alice left them years ago, and they've never touched her room. Yeah. And the guy's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, he believes that her kid died. You know, after the cops leave, they open up the door to the basement, and there's like a shelving unit that they used to hide the whole of the basement.
The basement now leads to like a
pantry
instead of the staircase down, and the wall opens up.
Oh yeah, and like, you know, like when we first got into this kitchen, there was nothing on the counters and everything was locked up. Now when we come in here with all the cops, there's like cookies out.
This is what I'm saying.
They knew that the cops were coming and set everything out.
There's warm light. All the doors are open. I think
padlocks are all gone.
There's an entirely second house built upside down underneath, and
Disney.
It's Disney, and it flips upside down. So the shotgun house is now underground, and they're walking through the staged real estate model of the house.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what happened.
It's what happened. That makes more sense.
That's why they have sled traps. And these guys are. I mean, walls, click-clack open. There's all these
do.
sliding shit. They're very engine and whatever. Let's proceed.
So
they're shutting down the house.
They're shutting down the house. So they turn out all the lights on the control panel. They head up the stairs.
We got to get a new dog tomorrow.
Yeah, as they're going up the stairs, Mom's telling Dad that she's worried about the back door being open for the whole time because she wasn't able to watch it. Do you think any of them got out?
And he says no.
He's like, no, I used horse tranquilizers.
Right. Their concern was something got out, not that someone got in.
Correct. So then Fool climbs out of a kitchen cabinet. He goes to the fireplace and grabs a poker and then heads up the stairs. As he's going up, we hear Mom and Dad talking about finding Fool in the ghetto and killing him, and then they start their nightly prayers as I lay me down to sleep. And then Fool reaches the bedroom, and there's a tape recorder on the bed playing the conversation.
They did know. So it's pretty stupid.
Yeah. He stands there, like, not knowing what to do with himself for a second, and then Daddy in his gimp suit.
Leather Daddy
reappears and catches him.
But Fool immediately just puts his thumbs in his eyes, which I love.
And so Daddy drops him and gets away a little bit. Mommy comes after him, though, and
he
whacks her with a fire poker. Yeah. He then hits Daddy over the head with the poker, but it breaks in half.
He's kicking ass.
Yeah. And they're screaming and going to chase him. So he goes to the control panel and flips the switch for a red downstairs door.
Okay. I just say clicks buttons.
Yeah.
He just...
Dad grabs a shotgun out of a roll-top desk in his bedroom and then goes after him.
Yeah.
I
do believe.
Yeah.
I think you and I are going to say something similar. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, this guy's not a responsible gun owner.
No, but I do believe that this is what a lot of these fucking crazy right-wingers, they do have like a gun thing in every room.
Oh, yeah. Probably, yeah.
Because
the fact that
what
he just opens his roll-top desk and he's like, there's my shot. And I was like, that is not responsible gun ownership.
The desk is designed to spring-load a gun into his hand. It opens up and it serves the gun to
Just
him.
got those things laying around. I'm like,
that
that's not
desk is
safe.
no longer a desk.
Right. So Dad runs down into the kitchen and sees the doors open, so he thinks Fool has escaped. But Fool is actually in the fireplace climbing up the chimney to the attic, where Alice is hanging, tied to a bolt in the chimney.
Yeah. Coincidentally, she is chained to this very chimney stack.
Because she's afraid of the attic. Her parents put her there on purpose. Fool finds her by pushing out a brick and then pushing out the bolt to help her get free. They then try to get more bricks out, but they don't move. And then Daddy shows up into the attic. Alice puts her arms back up above her like she's still hanging. And when Daddy gets close, she says, hey, let me down, please. I don't think she says hey, but let me down, please. Which has him stop. He then totally creepily grabs his fucking crotch and makes moaning sounds.
Ew.
And
this is a I want to rape moment in this movie, only interrupted by Mom, who also knows he wants to and calls him down like a bad dog.
Yeah, she shows up and makes him leave. Yeah.
Sucks.
It does. It sucks. Fool gets into the house through the window somehow. He gets out of the chimney and in through the window that was open from earlier.
I think he climbs all the way up.
He climbed all the way up and out. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. That makes sense. So then he's in the attic with her, and he's like, you ready for a jump? And she's like, we can't, Dad, drain the pond and put glass and rocks down at the bottom.
And he's also rigged the whole house with explosives.
Yes, and this is also where Fool tells her that they're not your real parents.
You were stolen as a baby. You are a perfect girl, and all of these people under the stairs are failed perfect boys. Yes. So they wanted one of each.
Yes.
For God knows what reason.
Yes.
The American dream.
Can I ask you something real quick?
2.5 kids.
I never read the phenomenon that was V.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic.
Okay.
Every woman I know has read that book.
I have actually not read it. I've seen the original movie.
And has an opinion on it.
I haven't seen the full movies. I've seen, like, pieces. I knew girls in high school who read it, and I was like, what's the plot of this fucking book?
What, is it adjacent to this in some way, where kids are forced into, not forced, but they're captured, so they fall in love with each other?
They have to live in the attic. They're not allowed to come out.
It starts with incest. So it's a half-brother and a half-sister. They left their rich family and had a whole family of 4 kids together. Dad dies, and mom never took care of herself. She never earned money. So she has no way to take, so she needs to go home. Well, her rich parents want to wipe the whole thing off the face of the earth, so they lock the 4 children in the attic. And mom is pretending like she's back, and she's like loving her rich life, and she's back in society all over again.
She just pretends like she didn't have those kids.
And so they start poisoning the children with rat poison.
Gotcha.
And they're stuck in this... There is more tones of incest again, because they're stuck. We have 2 teenagers that are stuck in this attic together with only each other. Well, and the other younger children. And the younger children go first.
So I'm not...
Like, the boy dies, I believe.
So I'm not crazy to be like, I'm watching the scene in the attic and being like, oh, this sounds like that book that, like, every girl in high school really, really liked.
I don't know why anybody would like that.
Because it was... Well, I think it was
with
weird.
V.C. Andrews?
Well, V.C. Andrews wrote a lot of, like, she didn't just write that. She wrote a lot of books. He did.
By the way, V.C. Andrews is a pen name of a dude who wrote a bunch of shit. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, anyways, yes. Okay, so Dad is now telling Mom that she should have let him kill Alice. He's like, she did it with him, I know it. It's like he's jealous. And she says, not my little girl. And he's like, she's a whore. And she slaps him. And he begins to strangle her. Yeah. But then suddenly, Fool begins to fall. So it begins to fall in the chimney and into the fireplace. So Dad sticks his head into the chimney. And Fool is now on the roof and drops a brick on his head.
We're back in Home Alone territory.
Yep. And Dad yells, oh my God, it hurt. Oh no, sorry. My bad. I skipped a whole thing.
That's okay.
I skipped a whole thing.
Is it an important thing?
He puts his head in the chimney and he shoots up at Fool. And Fool is like, oh my God, it hurts. And then he starts to get excited and giggle. And then Dad goes in further trying to see what happens. And then Fool drops a brick on his head.
So it's not an important thing.
Yeah.
This third act gets so fractured and so annoying. This is really where I'm trying to steamroll you through some stuff.
So Fool and Alice are now in the chimney. And they're bracing on the sides and they begin to slide down.
Right.
Mom has now grabbed the gun and she goes to shoot up the chimney, but they fall on her first.
So this is my house had this multi-floor chimney. The chimney goes all the way through multiple floors. So Alice gets stuck with Mom and Fool continues to fall down to the main floor, right?
No, they go together.
Do they go together?
They both fall on Mom and then they continue their descent. So the gun that Mom was holding also falls down.
Gotcha.
Okay, so they continue their descent down to the main floor.
Right.
And Fool tells Alice to go out the back door, but he's not finished with them. He's going to get the shotgun, which fell lower, and set the kids free. So now Alice is out on the main floor of the house, and she's trying to get to the kitchen, but Mom catches her. There's fighting here.
Alice gets away and then hides.
And she hides in the
hood of the stove.
hood vent of the stove. And they're all looking for her.
Right.
And she's up there. And then we start to hear commotion in the basement.
Yes.
So they start running to the door to open it. And Fool is standing there on the steps with the gun pointed at Dad. And he's like, put your hands up. And he starts to put his hands up. And then he drops
the fucking stairs.
And then he hits the lever that drops the stairs and Fool falls down.
Fool, you already knew this.
Yeah.
This turned into a slide.
These stairs have turned into a slide 7 times in this movie already.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes. So when Fool gets down to the bottom, the gun flies away, and Dad gets down there, and he's got Fool by that gun. He picks it up, and he's got him pointing at his head next to the cesspit.
There's a knock on the door, and Mom goes, "Hey, don't shoot the kid yet, because someone's here. It might be the cops."
Yeah, it might be the cops again.
So she answers it, and it's Ruby.
It's Ruby, and she's
dressed like in a nice dress,
yeah, she's
like she's
dress.
Witnessing or something.
Yeah, and she's come to confront them about their business practices.
She says she's from the Association of People who have been unjustly evicted, exploited, and generally fucked over, which is pretty good. That's pretty good delivery.
But then Mom tells her it's none of her business and locks the door, and then tells Daddy to kill Fool. But then the people under the stairs all point their flashlights at Dad, blinding him enough that Fool gets away, and he starts to shoot at the kids, breaking their flashlights.
And then another knock on the door.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
And it says, "Police, we have reports of gunfire." When she goes back to the open...
When Mom opens up, it's Grandpa Booker.
Yes, and they just want to finish saying their piece. They tell her that not only are they shitty landlords, but they've stolen children from their community for their own sick needs. And Mom's like, there's no community here. They're just a couple of and then a bunch of people show up outside.
And then she's cut off.
50 people from the neighborhood.
She's cut off from a second racial slur in this movie with the whole community showing up outside.
And then Ruby's like, what are you going to do? Shoot us all? And then she literally lifts her gun like she's going to fucking shoot.
How many bullets you got in there?
Yeah. But then suddenly Alice falls out of the ceiling, like onto Mom, and then picks her head up and bashes her head.
I will say, in this flabby third act, I laughed here because Alice drops like a laser down onto Mom and starts bashing her head in. And I'm just like, finally, this is fun. I like this.
That's good.
In the basement, Fool is hiding, but then one of the boys grabs him and drags him directly in front of the lock.
Right.
And when Dad goes to shoot at Fool, he lets go and Fool ducks and the lock gets shot open. And so this boy then drags Fool into the room with all of the others.
So this is like Roach's replacement now. Of all the people...
This is the new leader.
Yeah, of all the people on the stairs, this is the one who has the most makeup. He's got this string... He looks like 1991 Seattle, like, lead singer of Screaming Trees. He's a grunge boy. Zombie grunge boy with a flannel on.
No, more like a navy sweater.
Okay, whatever.
Like a wool sweater. Yeah.
In my head, it's a flannel.
No, it's a wool sweater.
It is a flannel.
It's a wool sweater.
Let's do this for 7 more minutes. And he is the star of the people on the stairs going forward.
Right.
They decided to make him a character.
Yeah, they did. So now Fool's family and Alice have gone to the basement door and start calling for him, but then Dad runs up the basement steps and they slam the door and he falls down. Fool is telling the guy that he's with that he's opened the door to the basement outside. Like, there's a basement door that goes outside, like the old-fashioned storm doors. That's what he flipped in the switch when he was earlier.
Well, I didn't pick up on that at all.
Yeah, he's telling him that you could go outside and you can get free to the sun and the birds and the women.
He
He was like, I know you must be thinking about that.
Everyone in this movie kind of rapes. Kind of.
Also, you're telling me how many boys are down there?
Like 12.
One of them's gay. One of them's like the women.
When you open the house up, it's Poppy to Cherry. If the outside you've never been, it's like beautiful, beautiful stuff, and also Wes.
There'll be girls out there. They'll be lining up for you, creepy little pale boys.
I know where you came from, Abe Snake. It's a deep cut for no one.
I don't know what it is.
For no
That's
one.
Wes Craven's
Real name?
No. Real name.
I mean, Wes Craven seems like made up.
You're right. Wes Craven came from pornographic movies. He was on Cruise and whatnot. After Last House on the Left opened wider than he wanted it to, he thought it was going to be a short release so he could like go nuts. And he got kind of ostracized because of the nature of that movie. Forced him back into, not forced him, he went back to pornographic movies. And Firecracker Woman, I think it's called, but he wrote and directed it under the name Abe Snake. Which I think is the shittiest, funniest.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so this boy under the stairs tells Fool to, like, open up this, like, it looks like a really large safe room.
And it says embalming on it.
It says embalming on it.
And it's like a big vault door.
Yeah, and then, but it has a burglar alarm. And then Fool goes, no problem, I studied with the best.
Right. All of this insanity is happening. Who would give a shit if an alarm went off?
I don't know.
Why would it matter if he needs to cut this alarm?
I don't know, because they wanted that line in there.
Well, I thought the idea would be like it's rigged with the explosives, which technically it is in a second.
It will be when Fool does it, yes.
Anyway, okay.
So he gets into this room, and it's full of cash and gold coins.
It is a Scrooge McDuck money bin of money. It is just a room full of gold coins and cash.
There is like a bunch of chemicals
you
in the
can
back.
carry.
Yeah. And then Fool goes, no wonder there's no money in the ghetto.
I love it.
I did too. It was cute.
That was a good line.
It was a good line. Upstairs, Alice and Ruby open the door again to the basement. And while they're looking into the basement, the front door shuts.
Yeah.
And then Ruby looks back and says, uh-oh, your mama's gone. Then Ruby goes outside to ask if they saw her. And behind her, the door shuts and locks. So Ruby is outside and Alice is inside. Ruby and the others start banging on the door, saying they just want to help her. They think Alice shut the door. Alice then goes to the control panel to try to unlock the door, but the system's been overridden. Mom is like talking to her, do you think I let you get away this easily? She's in the kitchen and she's like getting something out of a drawer, and it turns out she's got this huge butcher knife, and she goes after Alice.
It's a pretty good...
Yeah, and she's screaming the whole time. They end up on the stairs with Alice, like, holding her up, trying to fend her off, and suddenly from underneath the stairs, boys break through the stairs.
Boys are now breaking through the walls.
And they bite on Mom's arm until she drops the knife.
This is actually...
I'm like, why didn't they do this already?
Such an annoying I know. Well, I think they're out of the pen now.
Oh.
So maybe they have greater access to where they could bash
That's true, they are out of the pen.
But if they could bash through stairs, they could bash through the pen. Anyway, this is one of the most iconic things that I remember from the movie is the boys bashing through the staircase.
Yes. Other boys then are breaking through the walls and the vents, and Mom is like running, and she runs into the knife in the kitchen.
She runs around. Alice now has a knife, and she basically impales herself with it.
And then she's surrounded by all these boys, and they won't let her get away.
She's swarmed.
She looks at Alice and says, "You hurt your mother." And Alice says, "You're not my mother. You never were."
Not as good delivery as Fool.
Yeah.
Fool's got the lines.
Yes, all of them. Mom then pulls the knife out of her body and yells, "Then burn in hell," and goes after Alice. But all the boys then grab her and shove her down the basement steps dead.
Finally, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Dad hears the noise that Fool is making in the safe, and Fool, meanwhile, has found a box of dynamite. When Dad gets into the safe, he doesn't see Fool, but he hears coins dropping. And
this is so stupid, but okay.
It is, because they're dropping too fast.
Well, there's those clinks, and then Dad's like, "I know what you're doing over there. You're counting the money. I love counting the money, too. I love all my money." And he turns the corner, and it's a bunch of candles lit with coins wedged in at different intervals.
So as it melts,
they go clink, clink, clink.
But candles only burn like an inch an hour.
And also, why the fuck do this at all? This movie's too long already.
I know. Fool is actually behind him, and he has wires that he's strung up to the dynamite, and he's trying to get Daddy to drop the gun.
He's like, "I'm tired of fucking around."
Yeah, and he's like, "I don't want to kill you, but I will because I don't like you much anyway."
Yeah.
I don't like you much. He's like...
So then Dad goes to shoot Fool, and then she touches the wires and blows the house. So all parts of the house blow up, and money goes everywhere. That perfect
early 90s explosion where you keep cutting to different windows.
Yeah,
different
and all these explosions, but nobody gets hurt.
Nope.
And
I was like, there are a lot of people in the house still.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Dad falls into the cesspit. Alice goes downstairs looking for Fool. She asks him if he's okay, and he says he feels like $1 million.
Like $1 million. As money rains down.
And everybody outside is gathering money. That crowd that
The whole crowd is partying as Redhead Kingpin and the FBI's Do the Right Thing start playing.
I was wondering what that song was.
The most hip-hop fucking song. It sounds like Belle Biv DeVoe's like Poison. That like tacky drum kit sound.
Sure. And the boys have all gotten free. And they start to go across the yard.
Our new favorite ghoul runs off into the night as everyone has a hip-hop party and the literal redistribution of wealth.
Yes.
Just credits.
That's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
God, what a mess.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad.
It's not that bad.
No, and it actually didn't take us that long to record it. It's only been the length of the movie.
I say it's an overly long, completely flabby satire of wealth inequality in America that wrong-headedly thought it could tackle racism as well, which I don't think it did very well.
No.
It's an absolute gem because of how fucking insane it is.
Yeah.
And a good conversation to be had, but maybe Wes Craven isn't the best person to have it.
I like that.
I say give this movie to Ryan Coogler to remake it, and we'll have something more challenging and interesting. But
You gonna write him a letter?
I think he's busy on the X-Files. But to be fair to Wes Craven, Ryan Coogler's probably would not be as batshit crazy as this.
No, it wouldn't be. You're correct.
Well, I was like, Fool could play Leroy now.
Oh, the adult Fool actor.
He could play Leroy.
Oh, yeah.
Leroy.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I have no idea where Michael B. Jordan would be in this.
He's somewhere.
He would probably be Leroy.
He would probably
if
Leroy.
Ryan Coogler did it today.
Yeah, you're right. He would probably be Leroy.
But I just thought of like the Candyman remake.
Yeah.
It's just a different vibe and a different conversation. This movie's nuts.
It is. It is nuts. I still love this movie. I absolutely still love this movie. I watch this movie to this day, and just like this is like everything about horror that I like, because it says something, even if it doesn't do it very well. It says something. It has gore. It has one-liners. It has.
I mean, it's a hard R movie for sure.
The only thing it's missing is any like supernatural crap, but I don't need it because this was great.
I mean, it's more terrifying for it not to be.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because when we were dancing around, we actually changed the schedule a little bit because I was trying to get finally a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah.
And I just went, let's do 2. I don't know 2 very well at all. I'm not sure if I ever saw the whole thing. You don't have any connection to any of those movies.
I don't like them.
And I went to look at 2, and of course that's the one that is a very obvious allegory about being gay and being in the closet and whatever. And that led me to watch the documentary Scream Queen about the actor playing the main role in the movie, everyone's refusal to have the actual conversation of being queer, how that hijacked his career during HIV outbreak, and how no one would acknowledge his queerness was exploited.
Right.
And I had to shelve the movie. I'm like, we can't talk about it because it wasn't important to us as kids.
Right.
Neither one of us had a innocent-eyed love for a movie that was problematic or whatever, and we couldn't bring that to the conversation.
Sure.
This one,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's problematic, but it's fucking, like, dark.
And I'm sure, like, if you really took it apart with eyes of, like, what's culturally unacceptable now, it's full of it. Constant.
It is nothing but child abuse and racism.
And racism.
But that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah,
Correct.
That's what, there's always, I see these things online sometimes when, like, shows come out and people are like, this person is so racist. And I was like, their character's not meant to be good.
Right.
Right.
You're not meant to see that character and be like, you know what, they got a point. You're like, that's the bad guy. That's the fucking
Right.
villain.
And if this was done today with like a more eye towards like, what if they're mad at me on social media? They'd be like, well, it's classist. Everyone in the community would be like even Steven of skin tones and whatever, when in reality, that's not how classism expresses itself.
When our kid did his paper on class and horror, this is one of the movies we gave him, right?
No, it was...
How did we not?
Well, because I like to think that he did Black and White. He did
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Candyman.
Right.
So
right.
Cabini Green,
Yeah.
and then a bunch of poor whites being shut out of something, poor blacks being shut out of something. So it was separate but equal.
Separate but
A
equal. I
gross-
gotcha.
a gross joke
So
to
that
make.
explains why this was not part of it. Okay.
It's true to the time and the place of this was a mostly black minority neighborhood.
Yeah. And the slumlords that owned it.
Like you said, I didn't even pick up on it. Spencer got closest to the house because he was white.
Of course
and
he
I
did.
didn't pick up on that.
Like, she was terrified to have even the black
a
boy.
13-year-old boy get
Yeah.
close to her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And for such a murderous woman, too, to be that scared of anybody is...
It's
why
a
would
psychopath.
she? Like, you're the danger,
Right.
ma'am.
Racism is a mental illness.
Yes.
There is something wrong with your brain if you go, how you look means exactly
Means
this thing every
exactly
time.
Yeah.
What
It
you're,
doesn't-
you're like, you don't know.
Anyway, it's good conversation.
Watch it.
Absolutely
It's
watch
fun.
it.
Watch it.
And I will never do trigger warnings on this show. This entire show is a trigger warning. Just know yourself and know that if you're watching horror, you're probably going to see something horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a question from John?
What is your favorite flower?
Okay.
We're going plants.
And from the plant guy.
From the plant guy.
When I was growing up, the daisy was always my favorite, you know? I always liked the symmetrical, round flower, you know? But as an adult, it has become a chrysanthemum, I would say, which is not that different. It just has brighter colors, and I still like the complexity in how chrysanthemums and mums are all different, you know? I don't know. And they are autumny flowers, and I like
Yeah.
autumny flowers, and I don't know. That's my favorite.
I think all plants want to kill us. And I like that the closer you look at flowers, the creepier they get. They are like weird little monsters that move. And if they could just move faster, we would all be dead. But they are slowly reaching to strangle the biggest problem in their lives, which is us.
That's a real happening.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
If they could just go a pheromone that made us kill
You're like,
ourselves, they
dead.
absolutely would. That being said, like orchids, I think.
You like orchids?
I think I like an orchid that is like a black.
Such a complicated flower.
Yeah.
They're weird and they're
hard
varied.
to keep.
Yeah.
I think I like those black, purpley orchid-looking things.
Is
They
that black orchids? Or is he talking about a dahlia? Or are there black orchids?
I think there are black orchids. Let me look it up.
I also don't. know.
John's favorite flower is a dahlia.
Yes, I knew that. Yeah.
Black.
Because he constantly sends pictures of dahlias.
What a weird thing.
Yeah, there is a black.
Where does he send constantly pictures of black?
He sends them to me. He's like, look at my dahlia.
Is he sending you pictures of black dahlias? Because that is that's a threat.
No,
almost.
they're not black. It's not constantly. It's like every year I get, look at my dahlia, like one or two. Like,
you guys really bond over your plants.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, a black orchid refers to several species with very dark flowers. One of them is called the Dracula vampira.
Well, shit, now we gotta buy an orchid.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite flower. That's the one I was talking about this whole time.
Dracula vampira. But dahlias, there are dahlias that come in. I like the dahlias too. There's if you look in our yard, there's a ton out there. I like them because they come in so many varieties. There's single blooms and double blooms, and there's so many different colors. And I was like, but maybe I've just been brainwashed because there's so many in my yard now.
Could be.
But that's the flowers. That's really John's domain. I'm just sort of around. He's like, what if I plant these? What if I do these here? What if I put that? And I'm like, you know what? That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and honestly, a more basic answer is surprising to no one, love fall. So I love mums.
Yeah.
I love the different fall rusty colors and yellows.
I already did mums.
Yeah.
Well, I did chrysanthemums, but yeah.
Well, I really like canna lilies, mostly because they
It's a
keep
death flower.
they keep flowering. They just get a little taller and another flower comes out. And
That's
it died
cool.
and they get a little taller. And I was like, I like when things keep flowering. I think sometimes the thing that makes me sad about flowers is that they each have a season, or they only have it only flowers for 2 to 3 weeks and then it's gone. And I'm always sort of like, oh.
You want
So
more?
I like when plants keep going.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. I always like sunflowers too. They're so easy to grow.
We
Too easy, actually.
We
So
planted
easy.
some,
It's so big.
and we tried to grow them from seed, but we'll have to start them from
I've
seed
done them from
inside
seed.
because
Inside, yeah. I did them from seed
the
inside.
squirrels dug them all up and ate them, and I was like,
I made a
"You
cage
bastard."
to go over my sunflower babies so they got big enough to defend themselves. The cage was
I like to
this
think of
tall,
a sunflower
like
just
foot
punching
tall.
a squirrel in the face.
Well, they get little spiky things, so the squirrel doesn't want to eat them anymore. And then we took the cage off. That was for sunflowers. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Plant Corner, the All Plant All the Time podcast. Do you have a question for John? Let us know on all of our socials or at creaturepop@gmail.com. He'll read them and we'll answer them. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Well, then you have just gone to hell with the Creature Podcast. I want to thank our producer, Jamie. She's got X-ray eyeballs at cherrystreetstudios.com or cherry_street_studios on Instagram. Thank you to Kevin MacLeod for all of our music. Our art is made by Lindsay and myself. You get all of our episodes and our merch and our custom hand-sewn dolls of all of our victims at creaturepop.com. Until next time, bye, Daddy. I mean, John.
Oh. Bye, John.
That would be it.
Gross.